matchup to get it started. The nation's top scorer, Izzy Skane, leads #1 Northwestern against the story of the season, undefeated Denver, with a spot in the national championship on the line.
The joy of a championship is not promised. It is a pursuit.
Yeah.
A journey that is demanding and never direct. Every turn, a new challenge. A series of peaks, valleys, rises, and falls. These 4 teams have hunted the same elusive goal for weeks. Tirelessly, relentlessly, without fear.
I won't back down. No, I'm coming for the crown.
Their quest has taken everything to get here. With the final goal just outside their reach. Which team will give even more to earn that joy?
I will never.
We welcome you to the 2023 Women's Lacrosse Championship weekend in Cary, North Carolina. Our first semifinal, #1 seed Northwestern Wildcats taking on the #5 seed undefeated Denver Pioneers. What a magical season it has been for Denver, and they are just not happy to be here. They believe they can win it all. All 4 of these teams enter with that dream of a national championship. Only one will be left standing on Sunday. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us alongside the Hall of Famer Sheehan Stanwick Birch. I'm Jay Alter. We'll be joined by Dana Boyle on the field in just a moment. What a matchup, Sheehan. We've been talking about it all week. The #1 offense in the country at Northwestern taking on the #1 defense in the country in Denver.
And Denver, what an excellent story. Perfect record. They've had some big wins, but a win against Northwestern in their offense will be the biggest of the season. So Northwestern has been putting up huge numbers. 2 Tewaaraton finalists on that list. Izzy Skane, Aaron Kuykendall. So a tough task for this Denver defense.
Izzy Skane, a human highlight reel. We say it time and time again, but when you have Izzy Skane on the field, you have instant offense.
Instant offense is exactly right. She puts herself in a position to score. She's got excellent body strength and power. Her finishing ability is phenomenal. The defense is focused on her. She's able to create offense for the rest of the team, but the way she's able to get into space and use her strength and speed is really something worthy of noting. And her defensive abilities, very hard on the ride. She works like a tireless worker because of some key cause turnovers.
You know, Northwestern's won 19 straight games, a well-deserving #1 seed, but Denver, they have not lost, and a big reason why is this defense.
And many teams are scared of this Denver defense. They can cause offenses to go into fits. They make you uncomfortable. They are tireless workers. They're aggressive. They got a high-risk, high-reward approach. Watch just the anticipation here. When they go for a double team, they go all out. They put the pressure on. They come up with cause turnovers. 3 players on this team have over 30 cause turnovers. The only team in the nation with that stat. Instant transition. Watch the anticipation. Sam Thacker's here circled. She is the rover of the zone defense. She anticipates, reads this play perfectly. She makes you, the offenses really have to work. You got to be ready for the deception.
Denver holds opponents under 6 goals a game. Izzy Skane almost does that herself. Something has to give, and Dana, this defense has taken on a life of its own for Denver.
Jay, it's taken on a life of its own, and it even has its own name. They called their defense Hot Pink, and head coach Liza Kelly for Denver told us this week that in 2017, they made the shift from a man defense to a high-pressure zone to cater to the strengths of their goalie at the time, who was clutch at saving inside saves for shots from the alley dodges. And with that switch came about the need for a new color to identify their defense, Cue Hot Pink. Not only is it the name of their defense, but a color that the players, fans, family, and friends have rallied behind. And you're going to see a lot of hot pink Pio hats in the stands today, Jay, and there's no question where their allegiance is.
You can't miss it. Just popping here in Cary, North Carolina. An awesome atmosphere for our championship weekend, the first of 2 semifinals. Can Denver keep this storybook season alive, or will #1 Northwestern march their way back into a national championship game?
What an electric environment here. The crowd is roaring.
Liza Kelly Denver head coach got some advice this week. This is her first ever time in the Final Four, and it was act like you've been here before. And she heard it and said, you know what? No, we're gonna act like we haven't been here before because we haven't. They are enjoying each and every step of the way, but don't let that confuse you, because they believe they can win this whole thing.
A total belief. They've had an amazing season. They've traveled all across the nation, been road warriors, and I love that approach. They've got to revel in this excitement, appreciate every moment. This is big time. They don't want to act like they've just been here. They appreciate every little thing of the hard work that's contributed to this perfect season so far.
And for Northwestern, this is their 14th trip to championship weekend. They have left with 7 NCAA championships. It's a fan base that expects to be playing Memorial Day weekend.
So much success for Northwestern. Purple on display. And they're relishing every moment. Even though this program has been to the Final Four before and won national championships, this team is different. There's a joy to them this season.
For all the success Kelly Amonte-Hiller, Northwestern head coach, has brought to the Wildcats, they have not won this national championship since 2012, so they are itching to get back to the mountaintop after a heartbreak a year ago in the semifinal against eventual champion North Carolina.
And I think they've learned from those losses, and that's a loss that stands out. Kelly Amonte-Hiller has frequently reminded her players about that loss, mentioning to them, do not feel that feeling again. Bottle up that emotion and use it for positivity.
It's become my favorite part of championship weekend. We have all our officials mic'd up, so we get an inside look at that draw control circle. Abby Jenkins for Denver in black, and Northwestern Samantha Smith in white, as we get ready to go in our first of 2 semifinals.
Athletes wait for the whistle. Yeah! Bottom hand up. Good, good. Go, go, go!
Love that communication, getting inside peek there.
Now buckle up, we are underway at Cary, North Carolina. The 2023 Women's Lacrosse Championship weekend is here. You play all season for an opportunity in this moment. How do you make the most of it, Sheehan?
Well, one, you have to make sure that you remain calm. There's a ton of energy. The emotions are high. Just take a breath, soak this all in, but play composed and realize that there's a whole body of work this season. They've been prepared and challenged throughout the year, and not to get rattled.
It's Northwestern that starts with the ball, a team that lost their first game of the season and has not lost since 19 straight wins. They have looked unstoppable at times, especially offensively, but they're going against, as we said, the toughest defense in the nation. Quick off her line, Amelia Bohai. Really good anticipation. That's exactly what Denver needs today.
It's exactly, and Amelia Bohai, as a goalie, really acts as an 8th defender, active in there. Excellent read. Denver will bait you, as many defenses try to do, but I think Denver is a step above a lot of defenses. They really make somebody look open and know exactly what they're doing. They can dictate the tempo defensively.
The only team with a longer winning streak than Northwestern is this Denver team. Undefeated, 22-0. They've been doubted all season long, and they just keep winning. A heroic win in the quarterfinal a week ago in Chapel Hill to take down the reigning national champs, North Carolina. Won that game 5-4. Dana, they need a little better on the offensive end. What do we need to see for the Pioneers on offense today?
A lot of times their defense will give them juice, but on the offensive end, they've got to take high-quality shots. Their identity is not going to be scoring 20-plus goals, but they got to be patient, but they have to have high-quality looks.
What a start! You couldn't script it any better for Denver. Sloan Kipp opens the scoring for the Pioneers.
What a start for Denver. Excellent turnover defensively. Sloan Kipp, 0 points in that quarterfinal game. But Liza Kelly telling us that she is sneaky inside. Look at just a beautiful cut. She cuts into space, and really she's recognizing where the goalkeeper is and where her position. Watch yourself, just cut to space. Great quick stick finish. Beautiful placement. When you're feeding the ball from behind, it makes it really challenging for a goalkeeper. They've got to turn and assess where the shooter is and get in positioning.
How about that start for Denver? Here we are talking about they only scored 5 goals in the quarterfinal. Need a better offensive output today. You're going against the highest scoring team of the nation in Northwestern, and your first shot goes in. That'll do wonders for their confidence.
It's exact, and that actually causes you to relax a little bit. Excellent draw control win. Possession is going to be key. The key to this Northwestern offense and trying to limit them is get the ball out of their hands. So you control the time of possession if you can offensively, and defensively come up with the turnovers. Good ride by Izzy Skane, Northwestern. They put the pressure on.
It's a relentless ride. Everybody on this Northwestern team defends. Great ground ball by Lauren Black to keep possession alive. Cage for Northwestern, Molly LaLiberty, the Division III goalkeeper of the year a year ago for Tufts, now playing in championship weekend at the highest level. Makes a great save. LaLiberty right on cue.
Huge save for LaLiberty. You can see her pumped up. She really has a lot of emotion, plays with a lot of fire.
Here's Izzy Skane to Kuykendall. Those two Tewaaraton finalists. With a free position coming.
That's a shooting space foul. And that's one of the things you have to be careful of when you play a zone defense, or any defense in women's lacrosse. It's a safety call when a defensive player is not guarding within a stick's length. It gets in that path of cage that it would be dangerous to take the shot.
Emerson Bolig, the sophomore, charges in, decides not to shoot, sends it back out. A great look. Elle Hansen just missed it. Izzy Skane, lost control. Regathers it. All eyes on 27 in white, and that's why.
Look at the pressure. When Denver commits to a double team, they go hard. You're hearing a lot of whistles. Those are for just any checks into the body that are deemed dangerous.
Clock down to 20. Skane from no angle. It goes. Izzy Skane. Showing why she's a Tewaaraton finalist, her 90th goal of the season.
Izzy Skane was on the sidelines for last year's Final Four game, suffering an ACL injury last year. She is back this year. She's been stronger than ever. She saw how Bohai stepped down and got the interception on their first offensive play. This time she realizes when she gets a little over-aggressive and leaves the cage open, she's gonna take that opportunity and score. Great presence of mind. Izzy Skane, one of the smartest players out there. Great game awareness, excellent job reading. From Michigan, two-time Tewaaraton finalist, two-time Big Ten Attacker of the Year, and as we said, out last year due to injury. She's come back this year with more gratitude. So thankful to be a part of this team and contributing on the field. Was a big contributor from the sidelines, talking with her teammates last year, but very hard as an injured player to kind of adapt to that new role.
Empty, you have it, white. Sorry, right there, good.
Well, exactly a year ago, Northwestern was in this game. got out to a 6-0 lead in the opening quarter. The lead was as large as 8, and North Carolina rallied all the way back. All Izzy Skane could do was watch helplessly on the sideline. Now she's back healthy, and you've said you think she's even better now than she was before the injury.
It's amazing. She just has her speed, her quickness is back, her strength, her finishing ability. She does not look a step slower.
Tried to squeeze it into Radigan. Ground ball so critical. In perfect position, a scoop and score for Erin Kuykendall.
Great play with these ground balls. Hit the grass. You're going to need to come up with that ball. Northwestern's able to do that. Kuykendall, another one of the Tewaaraton finalists. Whittled down to 5. 2 of those Tewaaraton finalists are on this Northwestern team. Kuykendall does a little bit of everything. Excellent distributor. Watch for the fight for this ground ball on the ground. Gets into number 2 stick. She's so crafty. She gets the ball in positioning. She's a great feeder, excellent vision, but also an excellent finisher.
And so hard to stop, too, Sheehan. Her stat line is so balanced, so defensively, you got to respect her as a shooter, but also as a feeder.
She can do it all, and you can see in that great replay her just wrist strength, her ability just to hold on control, position that shot in her body perfectly.
Ready?
Well, we've said it's that 1-2 punch of Izzy Skane and Erin Kuykendall. And those are the 2 first scorers for Northwestern as the Wildcats take their first lead of the semifinal.
Northwestern also will play an aggressive style defense.
Feed in front, great save, La Liberty. Falls out, Ryan Deneen ties it at 2. What a heads-up play by the freshman. Another scoop and score.
Almost like mirrored images of Northwestern score. Deneen, just a freshman. Last 5 games, she has 7 goals. Just excellent presence of mind. This one, excellent save from La Liberty, but bounces out in the turf. And Deneen, look at this, again, her ability to take the ball, cradle it in, and look at the placement of that shot, backhanded. 3-time Big East Freshman of the Week. 14 straight games with a point scored. Just a lefty. Coach Liza Kelly saying she just is fearless, has such a joy, like a little kid playing lacrosse when she gets onto the field.
Now Denver showed they belong all throughout the season. Beat Maryland, beat Boston College. The selection committee gives them a number 5 seed, so they have to go on the road to play the reigning champs, North Carolina. They take them down too. They will play anybody, anywhere. That's what their head coach, Liza Kelly, says. And they have shown up in this semifinal and reiterated that they belong among the best.
Every possession has been a battle. Denver wins that draw control win, but then Izzy Skane, Northwestern, puts the pressure on, able to come up with the turnover.
Here's Skane. Whizzes wide. And you can't give this Northwestern offense extra possessions. They'll usually make you pay. Inside Kuykendall, can't get the hands free. Falls to Skane, who can't control it. Once again, a ground ball right in front of the cage. And Denver emerges with it.
What a pickup for Sam Thacker inside.
First team All-American for a reason. 53 caused turnovers. She is the heartbeat of this Denver defense.
She's the orchestrator inside. Runs tirelessly, working around. Huge on the draw circle, does a little bit of everything.
This is Julia Gilbert, 24 in black. She's the leading scorer for Denver, but a very balanced Pioneers offense. Deneen fouled, already a goal to the freshman's name today.
If you're new to women's lacrosse, the only protective gear they wear is the goggles. So any check that's dangerous towards the head, into the body, will be whistled. This sets up an 8-meter on that hanging hash mark.
Not a great angle for Deneen, so decides to pass out of it.
Northwestern really pressuring out as well defensively.
Oh, off the pipe, a deflection right in front of goal, and then it bounces in. Denver keeps the play alive, and the Pioneers fired in front 3-2.
What a score for Denver, Kayla DeRose. But this all starts with a defensive turnover. This has been the story for Denver all season long. A scrum in front, number 16 in black, Sam Thacker, the All-American. Her coach praises her to be the most competitive player she's ever played against. That gets downfield, and DeRose with the finish and score.
Denver's mantra under head coach Liza Kelly is they will play anyone, anywhere, and they have backed it up this season. North Carolina is the 8th state they've played in outside of their home state, Colorado, this year. 13 wins away from home, 11 of those coming in the Eastern time zone. Undefeated, and they have played a challenging schedule when you consider all that geography.
They want to beef up their schedule. They'll play anyone, anywhere, as you said. It's the 6th trip to the East Coast, and they love it. They have embraced being on the road. They love winning. Been perfect this season. It's hard to win away from home, but Denver has proved every doubter wrong every step of the way.
And when we talked to the players yesterday, Sheehan, they said they actually liked that they were on the road so much because it created team bonding. They're in the hotel together, they're eating meals together, so they've embraced it, and they related a lot to how much chemistry they have on and off the field.
It's huge. When you travel together, just the conversations you have, you're staying in hotel rooms together, your free time, there's no distractions, minus keeping up with your schoolwork and all the other stuff in your lacrosse, but you really get to bond. But hard to keep up with the just different time zones and with your classes. Sam Thacker saying, I'm trying to call my mom. I didn't know what time zone, but we're actually in the same time zone now. We see a foul that's going to be put on the 8-meter. Ellie Curry gets the ball.
Clear, please, 24.
Talented two-way midfielder. The senior steps up for a free position, decides to pass out of it. Intercepted. And Northwestern dangerous in transition, launching into the attack. Here's Hannah Gillespie.
Great read by Allie Berkery, a stick up in the passing lane.
And Denver immediately forces the turnover.
There's no hesitation when Denver commits to double team. They put on the pressure. The sideline is energized by that. The fans love it. They go out 100%. And Northwestern, to its credit, has an excellent defense as well. They're high pressure. They're used to the pressure, just practicing against their own team. But this is a big challenge for Denver. They know it. They've embraced. They want to be playing the best. They had a hard road to get here as a #5 seed, but have embraced the challenge.
Well, with that hard road, we mentioned all that travel. One last point on that. When you get to championship weekend, sometimes that's the longest road trip for a team all year. Denver, this is every weekend for them, so you're comfortable and you're undefeated. Not only have you had all the travel, you've come through victorious, so they come in with a lot of confidence, even though this is just the program's first trip to the Final Four. Seconds on the shot clock. Curry weaving through Northwestern, scores! Ellie Curry puts Denver up 4-2.
That is a big score for Ellie Curry. Had a slower start in the NCAA tournament. It's his first goal since the NCAA tournament first round. Yesterday at practice, we heard Ellie Curry talk to her team. And look at her right now. She goes to cage hard. She gets the defense on her back, switch to the hands, and she's relentless there. Denver had a period of their practice yesterday where they said different affirmations of what they believe. And Ellie Curry, who had some issues scoring yesterday in practice, wasn't able to finish a lot of pipes. She said, I believe I will score, and she goes out and just does that.
Liza Kelly in her 17th season at Denver. She has built this program into one of the best in the nation. They have proved it this season. A storybook season that they are not ready for it to be over here in the semifinal.
Great listening to the officials talk about getting the positioning of the sticks correctly on this draw control. 4 different goal scorers for Denver.
And Denver starting to dominate the draw. The Pioneers have won 5 out of the last 6 in the draw control circle.
That was a big question mark coming into this game. Are they going to be able to get possessions on the draw control? We know their defense is really strong, but have they played a team as powerful offensively as Northwestern this year? Are they prepared to be able to compete, and can their offense respond? In all 3 of those questions, Denver's responded positively so far. Still a lot of game left to play, but an excellent matchup for the first semifinal.
Denver with a lot of possession, a lot of momentum in this opening quarter. Northwestern desperate for a stop here. Gilbert, the leading scorer for Denver, on the run. Lauren Black, and now Ryan Deneen. 2 dangerous lefties, Black and Deneen. Black takes it herself, charges the call. Northwestern ball.
You're going to have it, okay? And stand right here.
Okay, the officials just discussing who's going to have possession of the ball. Big win. A charge call is huge, fires up the defense. You get rewarded for great defensive positioning. Northwestern's very dangerous in transition, so key for Denver to try to slow them down.
Izzy Skane hasn't had too much of the ball because of all the Denver possession in this first quarter. Radigan, the lefty, dispossessed. This is the Denver defense on full display, causing another turnover.
Trinity McPherson gets her stick up in the passing lane, makes it hard to make those feeds, bounce it up, but Corney's able to come up. Julia Gilbert, number 24, has not had a shot. She's a leading scorer for Denver. It's great to see, though, that Denver's not just relying on her. 4 different goal scorers for the Pioneers.
Here's Gilbert now, spinning her way free, and another charge called.
So now with 2 back-to-back charge calls for Denver, they're going to need to adjust and realize what the officials are looking for. Make sure that they don't barge or push their way into their defender if they've already established positioning.
More than 8 minutes without a goal for Northwestern's offense. They score 17 goals a game on average. The #1 offense in the country. They have not gone up against this Denver defense, which is also #1 in the country. Something's got to give. Great feed inside. Dylan Amonte can't finish it. Right on the doorstep, couldn't put it home.
What a great back check, just not giving up.
Sorry.
Amelia Bohai just taking her time on the clear. Way to pass over the pressure.
Shot clock is turned off so Denver can hold for the final 30 seconds of this first quarter. The Pioneers only scored 5 goals all game in that thrilling quarterfinal win against North Carolina. Looking for 5 goals in this first quarter, but a great save made by Molly LaLiberty.
That's really key for Northwestern. They've got a chance to maybe get a shot off in the waning seconds.
2 seconds, firing from deep. And Denver controlling the opening 15 minutes. Liza Kelly of this Pioneers team trying to keep an undefeated, magical, storybook season alive as we are starting championship weekend with some fireworks. 6 goals in the opening 15 minutes. We've got a fun one at Cary, North Carolina.
Testing, 1, 2, testing.
Denver a 4-2 lead over #1 Northwestern. Let's check in with Pioneers head coach Liza Kelly, who's down with Dana.
Coach Kelly, you controlled that first 15 minutes defensively. What did you like about that effort?
Everywhere, really moving well as a unit. I think we probably could have given up a better job with the ground ball, right? The 2 goals we gave up were kind of a ground ball and a little bit more in Izzy Scan's hands, I would say.
Offensively, you want to see more movement and take better shots. How do you go in that second quarter with that offensive pressure?
Yeah, and out of their backer D on us, which is a goal for us during the game, and now they're man, so I think we can settle in and work what we need to work on.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Liza Kelly instilling this belief into her Denver program. Even though this is their first trip to championship weekend, she was telling them all practice yesterday, we can win this whole thing. Don't be satisfied with just being there. And they have shown it in the opening 15 minutes of this game. A 4-2 lead over #1 Northwestern, the team that has been here so many times. 14th trip to championship weekend, and they've won 7 of them under their head coach, Kelly Hiller. What needs to change for the Wildcats going forward?
Well, they know they can put up numbers. #1 offense in the nation. Izzy Skeen with the ball here leads the nation in points. Just take a breath. You know, they've been a little bit rattled, which I was surprised to see by some of the high pressure from Denver, forced into some turnovers. But a 2-goal deficit is nothing for this offense. Take it 1 goal at a time and not overthink things.
And Kelly really stressed coming out of that timeout, ground balls. She wants her team first to the ground balls and a full effort on the ground.
Here's Izzy Skeen. Averages 10 shots a game, just under 5 goals a game. Crossfield pass finds Radigan, who draws the foul.
And that's one of the key things when you're going against a zone. You still want to be able to dodge. You still want to go attack. You try to draw some fouls. Haley Radigan, the #2 goal scorer for this Northwestern team. Great finisher inside. She goes so hard to cage.
Steps, rips right into Bohai. The sophomore Amelia Bohai. 53% save percentage on the season. You see why right there.
And that's a big save. That's her first save recorded of the day.
Northwestern relentless on the ride. Just because you get the stop doesn't mean you're done defending, because Northwestern wins it back almost better than anybody in the country on the ride.
It's really impressive when you watch them play. Their change going from offense into defense. Those attackers put a ton of pressure on. They want the ball back.
Extra possession, almost making Denver pay. Amonte couldn't finish it inside. She's the niece of head coach Kelly Hiller. Risky pass, trying to find Kuykendall, and it's intercepted. Sam Thacker again, the first-team All-American. She covers so much ground in that rover position of this Denver defense.
She's all over the place. Watch her play if you are trying to figure out how this whole zone defense works and her role inside. Back and forth, the anticipation, getting the ground balls, coming up with the checks. Now this is key. So both defenses are working really hard. When your offense has possession, you want to make sure that you give a little breathing room. Let your defenders be able to recover.
Denver, a very patient offensive team, probably even more so with the lead. All 7 of the Pioneer shots have made it on goal, 4 to the back of the net. So that patience has paid off as the shot clock ticks down to 10. Kelly Curry on the run.
It's going to be a shooting space foul. So when you go to cage hard and you have the opportunity to shoot and you're looking to shoot, you can draw a shooting space. If a defender gets in that path to cage, this sets up Curry on the 8-meter. She opted to pass off the 8-meter. You don't have to take this shot if you don't feel like you've got a good chance of scoring.
Decides to pass off again. Great save, La Liberty. And Sammy White, the sophomore, can launch into a Northwestern attack.
La Liberty is really good. When you are coming from behind the cage on her on a crease roll, you need to make sure you take that extra step. She's waiting, she's hugging the pipe there, waiting for that shot.
Four saves already for Molly La Liberty in cage for Northwestern, keeping the Wildcats in it because Denver has dominated this first half. Pioneers hoping for another takeaway. Bohai way off her line.
Great presence of Bohai to realize that she's going to need to help, and look at the pressure, double team, what a takeaway.
Bohai's got to get back in her cage.
This is going to go Denver's way, I believe. And they've got to move the ball quickly because Northwestern is amping up the pressure. They've caused some excellent turnovers. 6 caused turnovers for this Denver team, 5 caused turnovers for Northwestern.
Both of these teams with great physicality, great aggression, but it's calculated aggression. Denver, what are you seeing with that Denver defense? You're standing right in front of them. They've been excellent to start this semifinal.
Well, you talked about calculated aggression, but it also takes athletes to play that level of defense, both for Northwestern and Denver. Think about it. They're pressuring out towards the 16, and then they have the athleticism to be able to recover. That is extremely difficult to do. They got athletes on both ends of the field. But I like the patience of this Denver offense.
Shot clock again ticking down to 10. This is where the Pioneers are so comfortable. Scored the game-winning goal against North Carolina in the quarterfinal with 1 on the timer. Shot clock down to 2. And that time, can't beat the clock.
Excellent pressure for Northwestern, putting the double team on. Not giving a lot of space. Denver's got to do a better job of trying to create some space and pass to goal.
Looking for a give and go there, instead tipped out of play. It'll say Northwestern ball.
I thought that was Denver's ball.
The Pioneers definitely got a piece of that, deflected out of bounds. They ruled it on the field originally, Denver, but made the correct call there eventually.
So Northwestern, when they pass inside, they need to be careful of the Denver sticks defensively, trying to get a piece of that ball, make sure they make the connection.
It's been a full 15 minutes since Northwestern's last goal. Looking for a breakthrough against the top defense in the country, and that has been on full display in this semifinal so far. Skane bullying her way in, and scores! Izzy Skane! Oh, at times it's just like she's got a magic stick. Somehow scores from impossible angles.
This is what makes her so great. She can make something out of nothing, and it's what she's done her entire career. She's able to muscle her way inside, protection of the stick, and then look at that no angle, about a foot above, goal line extended. She's just able to see the space in the net. You give her an inch, she'll give you a goal. Beautiful job. She's able to evade the crease, keeps her feet outside that goal circle area. Pulls Northwestern within 1. She is just so clutch, so composed.
Little surprised that they didn't send that double to her so quickly because she can score with no angle.
And with that goal, Izzy Skane continues to climb, the all-time points leader in Northwestern program history. 362 even now with Shannon Smith. A proud program with so many great players, and Izzy Skane continues to prove why she belongs in that company.
And if she continues on pace, she will break that. She's announced she's coming back next year, a whole nother year to torment defenses. Great pickup for Northwestern. So they have really changed, made some adjustments on the draw, some key possessions. When you're guarding Izzy Skeen, because she can shoot with relatively no angle, you need to make sure you get on her hands, get your sticks matched up with her. Not only try to reduce her angle, but also get contact on her stick. Beautiful switch to the field. And with that switch to the field, it causes the defense to have to shift, which causes a shooting space violation.
Another chance for Haley Radigan. First team Big Ten this year after transferring from Mercer.
12, back up please for me at the back of that hash mark. Thank you.
The lefty rockets it to the back of the net. Haley Radigan ties it at 4.
Goal this season for Radigan. 8-meter goals are going to be key. You need to make sure you connect. Radigan with the step and rip. We're all tied up.
Thanks, Drew. You know, 2 Tewaaraton winners sitting next to them, to Drew Carter in studio. So we've got a lot of talent, a lot of knowledge in studio. Gian Sandwich, Birch, Dana Boyle, Jay Alter with you. Could not have scripted a better start to championship weekend. All tied at 4 with 7:30 left in the second quarter.
Don't move. Don't move. Hold. Hold. Ready?
Good pickup for Abby Jenkins. Northwestern with the only 2 goals scored in the second quarter.
That's Denver's first draw control win of this second quarter. They dominated possession in the first quarter. And Northwestern steals it back, and they've got numbers. Kuykendall. Madison Taylor streaking. The Big Ten Freshman of the Year fires Northwestern in front, 5-4.
season for the freshman. This starts again with the ride. Haley Radigan gets to Erin Kuykendall when things looks like things are about to break down. Kuykendall doesn't give up, gets to Madison Taylor. Look at the patience. Bohai comes up high in that crease area. She throws in a little bit of a fake. She sees the net, doesn't get rattled. Quick fake, great score. I'm starring that goal. Those are kind of those goals that really just sets the pace of a game for a team. The energy's high, a little bit on Madison Taylor. From Wonton, New York, the 2023 Big Ten Freshman of the Year. She's made her mark. She's gonna be a big-time player for this program. Coach Imani Haler telling us earlier this season that she's got body control like Izzy Skane, and when you watch Izzy Skane score and her ability to finish and get to the inside, that's the ultimate compliment.
And she actually beat Izzy Skane's weekly Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors. And I asked Izzy, what do you think about that? She goes, happy for someone to break it. It's a little inter-squad competition.
Ready?
Another draw control win for Northwestern. The Wildcats on a 3-0 scoring run. I was about to say, you feel like they've got momentum for the first time today, and they turn it over.
And it's like back and forth. Sometimes both these teams are like mirror images of each other, coming up with a great cause turnover, and then with a score on the offensive end, or other times getting the draw and then turning it back over. But Denver's had a hard time handling some of this Northwestern pressure, so they need to make sure they pass before the pressure's fully on them. Smart move, get into space, switch the fields. Look at Izzy Skane with that check. Now she's gonna call for that. That check's across the body. A lot of the whistles in women's lacrosse are all about safety. So any check that's dangerous in towards the head area, into the body, cross checks in the back, those will be whistled. And depending on the intensity and how the level of dangerousness, it could be a yellow card, which results in a player-up opportunity for the other team.
Ryan Deneen trying to split the double team. Backs it out.
Really well-executed double team. And Denver's got to be careful. They've been called with 2 charge calls. They need to make sure that they don't barrel in.
15 seconds to shoot. Kayla DeRose has the Wildcats hung up at X and a whistle.
Go to the dot, 19, go behind.
Goal circle violation on Northwestern. So you can hear the official say, go to the dot. There's actually a circle dot. That's just where they restart the play.
Trying to squeeze it into Julia Gilbert, Denver's leading scorer. And Northwestern again comes up with the crucial cause turnover. Kendall Halpern, the junior out of Woodbury, New York there. We saw Northwestern go scoreless for 15 minutes, but now they can't stop scoring. Haley Radigan again. Make it 4 in a row for the Wildcats.
The lefty Haley Radigan, huge pickup in the transfer portal, had 93 goals when she was at Mercer. She just goes hard. She is like a freight train coming inside, goes hard, gets to the center of the field, protects her stick, and just evades the checks. I mean, it's her ability when you watch her, some of the goals she scored this year, to just go through the stick pressure. Great presence out there, handles the physicality. Is able to make a huge splash coming into the Big Ten.
So Denver's defense allows less than 6 goals on average a game. Northwestern has 6 in this first half, and we're not even done with it. And the Pioneers' offense has fallen silent. Denver's last goal coming at the 4:32 mark of the first quarter, so a full 15 minutes without a goal. Liza Kelly takes a timeout. I know it's a game of run, Sheehan, but Denver needs to find a foothold in this game again.
Yeah. Offensively, they need to get back into a groove. No goals. It's been all Northwestern this second quarter. But 2 goals in deficit does not rattle them. They've been down a lot this season, and they understand that their defense is going to give them the ball back.
Championship weekend continues with the men tomorrow in Philadelphia. Saturday, noon Eastern time on ESPN2. Duke, the #1 seed. Just down the road in Durham, they're taking on Penn State, and then Virginia and Notre Dame. That game should be really fun, an all ACC contest. And for more information, you can go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Almost halftime. No warnings. Black AP.
But Denver had a 4-2 lead. Commanded a lot of possession in that first quarter, but Izzy Skane and Northwestern is the momentum right now, Sheehan. What has changed in this game to favor the Wildcats?
You know, I think they've ramped up the pressure defensively as well. So they have caused some turnovers. For Denver, they've rattled them. I think their defense has been great, shutting out Denver in this second quarter, getting the double teams. La Liberty's had 4 saves as well. So when Denver's had some looks on Cage, she's been able to gobble those up.
Dana, do you feel that momentum shifting over on the Northwestern sideline?
There's certainly a lot more smiles on the sidelines, and in that huddle, Kelly Monty-Hiller said again, we have to win the ground ball battle. That's gonna be key for us, those 50-50 balls. I also like that Northwestern is creating in transition. They've got numbers a good amount, and it's really helped with that momentum on the offensive end.
4 minutes left in this first half. Denver trying to end a 4-0 Northwestern scoring run. What do you want to see from the Pioneers offensively here out of the timeout, Sham?
I think I'd like to see them on the 8 meters, just try to draw some fouls, go to Cage hard, really cut through. When you're those off-ball players playing against this Northwestern defense, cut through hard, draw your defender all the way through, create some confusion. Don't just stand and watch. There's a lot of standing right now for Denver, so they need to make sure those off-ball players are continuously moving, occupying their defenders. Northwestern will put the pressure on. You don't just want to retreat. You want to handle that physicality. And they're going to call another charge.
Wow.
I thought the defense made contact there first. That's a 3rd charge call on Denver.
Take another look. I thought in real time Halpern went down a little too easily.
I think she almost got tripped up by her legs, and that's what made the contact happen.
Yeah, I think Halpern lost her footing.
Yeah,
fell.
And made some initial contact. Regardless, that 3rd charge call being called on Denver, so they're going to have to adjust things. So make the contact, but also realize when you need to adjust. I think that might have just been an unlucky break. I think Northwestern, with their fastball movement and the skip passes, making the longer passes, causing the defense to really have to rotate and run, is very effective. See a check into the body.
Kuykendall goes low, Bohai there to meet it. Radigan backs it up. Get a timeout taken by Kelly Monty-Hiller. Under 2 minutes left in this first half. After falling down at the end of the first quarter, 4-2, Kelly Monty-Hiller's team has shut out Denver in this second quarter, scored 4 goals of their own. Izzy Skane with 2 goals today. She is the leader of this Wildcats team. A year ago, a torn ACL, helplessly watching on the sideline, and she's got 2 goals in the semifinal, back and healthy today, Dana.
She has a much deeper appreciation for the game after recovering from an injury. An ACL is about a year recovery, so the first thing she wanted to do was dodge. And when she was able to do that, she had a better mental approach to the game, better at sifting through the nuances, always smiling, a big mentality shift. And she got a tattoo on her arm that says ODAAT, which stands for 1 day at a time, and that's what she focused on during her recovery. And when she has a bad day or maybe makes a bad play, she looks down at her wrist to remind herself of that. Just that mental shift, kind of like what we talk about with goalies. How do they reset? Well, that's how Izzy Skane resets. And she's got a double smiley face. One with a smile, one with a frown, just to remind yourself that if you're having a down day, you can turn it around.
Love that. And they're really, I mean, you saw those pictures of the tattoos there. They're prominent, gives a good reset and focus. And speaking to her, you just feel the joy. She appreciates every moment. All smiles when they won the Big Ten Championship after some of their earlier NCAA wins. It's really hard to get to this stage, and you got to appreciate every moment of the way. Just put a lot of hard work to get back here.
And here's Skane. You know they're going to take a look at 27 in white coming out of the timeout. Passing off this time. Sets up a free position for Emerson Bolig.
Those long passes are really key for this Northwestern offense and creating the shooting space fouls. If you're not guarding that player within a stick's length, you can get yourself in a position for shooting space. So Denver's going to have to mark up tighter to avoid getting caught.
Bolig one-on-one with the goalie, Bo High. Smartly passes out. 30 seconds still on the shot clock for Northwestern.
Look at the movement, off-ball players working. Another foul being called on Denver for just a check into the body.
Shot clock down to 10. Kuykendall finds Dylan Amante. Back to Radigan.
1 minute
Tried to
remaining.
pick out Skane, and that's a turnover.
Excellent job for Denver. They need this possession back.
In jeopardy of being shut out in this second quarter. They've got 40 seconds to change that, and they throw it away. Sammy White now for Northwestern. The Wildcats with plenty of time to add one more before halftime.
What a takeaway, Sam Thacker.
That's why she's a first-team All-American. One of the best defenders in the country.
And look at
Izzy Skane! Oh, foul called. I thought that was a clean takeaway. Remarkable effort from Skane.
We often talk about her goals, her ability to ride and come up with the checks and come up with a takeaway. She wasn't able to get possession on that one, but she is really skilled at getting the ball back. Adjusting the clock, we're getting word, moving the clock to 16 seconds remaining, so a great amount of time for Denver to get a shot off. They've had a hard time penetrating this Northwestern defense. I think they need to go hard. Off-ball players need to cut through, create space, get into the seams.
Down to 10 seconds, Denver. They just haven't had the same rhythm and flow offensively that they showed in the first quarter. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Shot came after the first half came to a close. Molly La Liberty and Northwestern shutting out Denver in that second quarter and taking a 2-goal lead into the break.
What a dominant second quarter for the Wildcats. La Liberty coming up with that. The stop, the defense for Northwestern starting to shine while the offense picked up rhythm. Northwestern, the #1 seed, has a 2-goal advantage. Will they spoil Denver's perfect season? Come back.
Investment in Chris Middle Schools, offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at NCAA.org. The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. Whether you follow along from a point or pro, it's never been easier to get the content you need all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions, with exclusive access. We are going there to win. And highlights every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com, the home of college sports. Since 2018, Coca-Cola has used enough recycled plastic to make 6 billion bottles. Together we can do even more. Recycle one bottle and help make another. Recycle and re-enjoy. Coca-Cola, proud partner of the NCAA.
So great to have Drew, Rachel, and Charlotte. Great insight in studio during halftime. Back here in Cary, North Carolina, the 2023 Women's Lacrosse Championship weekend continues here in Cary. She and Sarah Birch, Jay Alter with you. And Sheehan, We came in talking Northwestern offense, Denver defense. It was the Northwestern defense that really started to steal the show in the first half.
I think that's the key to the second quarter when Northwestern was able to get a rhythm offensively is because of what their defense was doing. They put up the pressure, 7 caused turnovers for this Northwestern defense. And just when it looked like Denver had an opening, Allie Berkery's able to come up with a pick play there. An excellent job here with the hustle play. Elle Hansen with the takeaway. Really impressed with the defense of Northwestern holding Denver scoreless in that second quarter. And La Liberty with the emotion. She just pumps up that defense as the goaltender for Northwestern.
Ready to start the second half. Northwestern a 6-4 lead after Denver had all the momentum early. The Pioneers shut out in that second quarter as a 4-2 lead turned into a 6-4 deficit. Let's check in down on the field with Dana.
Yeah, Jay, I spoke with head coach Liza Kelly. Only down by 2, so they feel comfortable, but they still need to create offensively. The biggest word that came out of her mouth was movement on offense. We have to move the ball. And she said, I think we got a little bit in our feels with some of those charge calls, so we need to reset, and she's happy to have a clean third quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I think the movement is going to be key for Denver. Off-ball players need to create something, occupy the defenders. Great plays. What a save for Bohai.
Locked that one with her stick and then backed it up as well. So possession to Denver. Could that be the spark at the start of this second half to mount a comeback?
Well, Bohai, we saw her during halftime. She was out here early, taking shots, getting prepared. 6!
The relentless ride of Izzy Skane in Northwestern. 11 turnovers in that first half for Denver. You can't afford to give extra possessions to Northwestern.
And that's just a giveaway. They're really, what a pickup.
Or not! Deneen with it.
Well, that was impressive. Deneen's able to come up with that. They got to even have the clear quicker. So when you come out of cage, understand that Northwestern's going to put the pressure. Make sure you get into space so you can get the ball upfield. Risky pass, but luckily Denver's able to get possession.
The equivalent of a football Hail Mary here in the semifinal, and it's answered now. Can it lead to a goal? Shot clock's already down under 20. Because of that long clear, Deneen can't get her hands free. Backed up. Here's Sloan Kipp, scored the first goal of this game. Has been quiet since. Dispossessed, stolen away by Carly Mahoney. And this Northwestern defense continues to be the story.
Really impressed with their pressure defensively. I mean, Northwestern, we talk about their offense, but they've got an excellent defense, known for the high pressure they put on, and they're really disrupting this Denver offense. A hard foul, so when you foul in that critical scoring area, you're going to be placed 4 meters behind if you're the offending player. So the officials get everyone positioned correctly.
They're backing Jane Hansen to the 12-meter instead of the 8. So you don't have a free position here. Probably have to pass out of this. Shot clock does reset to 90. Liza Kelly barking orders from the sideline. Her Denver team has been doubted all season long, and they just keep winning. Still undefeated, 22-0, getting tested by #1 Northwestern. We spoke with the players yesterday. They said, we are so comfortable trailing in games, even though a lot of their games this season, they've won wire to wire. They believe in themselves, and no matter what, they can come back and win. We saw that when they went 4-1 down a week ago at North Carolina, and they came back from that 3-goal deficit. So this is going to be Denver ball. After all that discussion, trying trying to listen in there as Liz Brush gives the explanation to Sam Thacker.
Something before the whistle was blown, so it ends up being Denver's ball, and Denver picked up the ball when the officials were discussing, so they seemed to think it was their ball as well.
As the call was made for black, I have both our sides. So a foul was made, and so white is, I'm sorry, black is.
AP? Is this AP?
AP stands for alternate possession. So was there offsetting fouls? I think the officials still discussing exactly what happened.
Really confusing sequence here. Let's listen in for the explanation.
So when the officials are talking to each other, we can't use their microphones. But when they come to talk to the coaches, we can open them up.
Throwing the foul against white in the critical scoring area. White is also offside. So it is going AP, and it is going out with black. So black AP is changing. It's 1-1.
So Denver's ball.
This could be a big break for the Pioneers. They still have not scored since the 4:32 mark in the first quarter.
Trinity McPherson, one of the fastest players on Denver. So they've had a hard time with the passes, but look at her speed, able to blow by Northwestern.
Oh, broken ankle in the process. A one-woman clearing machine, and it leads to a goal! Full field clear by Trinity McPherson. Kayla DeRose the finish, and Denver right back in it. That's the shot in the arm the Pioneers have needed.
What a play, Trinity McPherson. The transfer from Johns Hopkins. Look at her speed. Doesn't slow down a bit. This is the energy. Kayla DeRose gets it center of the field, goes hard. There's no hesitation here. It seems that Denver had been very hesitant in that second quarter. They didn't want to press. DeRose, she presses here. Quick little jab of the instep to the inside. Gets her separation. What a play. Love the defense to offense transition. Trinity McPherson, one of the more vocal members of this Denver team.
And she's all over the field. She and Jay said it, a one-woman clearing machine. But she's got a great story. Her family is a diplomatic family, so they've traveled all over the world. Trinity McPherson went to high school in the Philippines, originally committed to Johns Hopkins, spent time there, transferred to Denver, and I remember Liza Kelly telling us she wasn't sure if Trinity McPherson could make the jump from man to zone. Well, I think she was a big part of that goal right there. Seems to fit in just fine.
She has adjusted so well.
Has it here again, clears again. This game all about momentum, and Northwestern had control of it. 4-0 scoring run, started the third quarter strongly, then a confusing call. It ends up going Denver's way. The Pioneers get the goal immediately after that, and we feel like we've got a ball game once again. DeRose lost it just at the critical point, poked away. Sammy White trying to dig it out for Northwestern.
No call. No, they're going to give it back to Sammy White. Good call by the officiating crew. Sammy White, all hustle, all over the field. She was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year in 2022.
Originally, she was in the midfield, but Kelly and Monty Hiller said, we got to have her on the defensive end. We cannot take her off the field. We need that presence back there.
You don't want her off the field. Just a great player. She's had some really tough markups throughout the season. So Northwestern, I think they've done an excellent job moving the ball offensively, getting the defense to have to rotate. They go hard. They've drawn some shooting space calls. Good job keeping Haley Radigan out. She's had a knack to getting to the inside.
Finds Skane. Ducks inside, goes low. Everything but the finish.
When Izzy Skane doesn't score a goal, the crowd erupts. I mean, when she goes to cage, usually she's going to score.
Give and go. Shot clock down to 5. Radigan rips it. Simultaneous whistle. Count the goal.
Biggest stage at Haley Radigan. The Mercer transfer has played under, and she's doing extremely well. Third goal today, scoring multiple ways. You hear the whistle the same time as the shot is taken. That was a shooting space violation, but because the goal was scored at the same time the whistle was, that goal will stand. Look at the placement of that shot. Underhand, all stick side, a little elevation, and she slams that stick down. That's called a stick drop. If you're new to lacrosse, in women's lacrosse, you have to drop your stick only if you're the goal scorer. And then the officials pick up that stick, make sure that the pocket is legal. The women play with much less of a pocket than the men's do. And the goal scorer's stick is checked. If it passes that, the goal is good.
And she's such a nice compliment to Skane and Kuykendall on the right side. She's a lefty, her and Madison Taylor. So if you didn't think Northwestern was hard to stop before Radigan got here, it's even more difficult. You got to pick your poison on the defensive end when you're facing Northwestern's offense.
Brought a lot of firepower to this Northwestern team.
And has brought it in this semifinal. A hat trick for Radigan. The third goal of those 3 gives Northwestern a little more cushion here. 2-goal advantage. Denver relentless here on the draw control. Gilbert, the leading scorer, grabs it for the Pioneers. McPherson steps on the gas, draws the foul. And you know it's a semifinal because everybody out there right now giving everything to every ground ball.
Denver offensively, they got to have possession, but offensively, their 2 leading goal scorers, Julia Gilbert and Lauren Black, do not have a shot today. So it's good to have other players step up and score. Love to see them get some opportunities and take some shots on cage. They need them involved.
Lauren Black hesitates, charges in. Foul called.
And they're going to call it. It looks like one official signaling a check across the body. And are they saying to go off? I think there's signaling something to go off the field or go behind. No card issued on this play. So Lauren Black will get set up on the
opportunity for Denver. Number 1, Lauren Black.
3 charge calls earlier in this game. That one not given a charge. It sets up Lauren Black for a one-on-one with Molly La Liberty.
Love this look of what she's seeing.
Even, back up, both of you to the back of this hash. Come on, White, one more step, hold.
Lauren Black, the sophomore, goes low. La Liberty there to meet it. What a save. But Denver wins it back. Relentless. The grit, determination of this Cinderella story Denver team. 22-0, a magical year, and they're not ready for it to be done yet. Trying to claw back from down 2 goals in this semifinal.
They get a fresh shot clock with that change of possession, so plenty of time, a lot more movement. Good backup attempt. Want to make sure you have backup offensively. Somebody behind the cage to chase out those shots. Oh, the goal circle violation. Denver turnover. Can't go into that crease area as an offensive player.
A long possession comes up empty for Denver. And now Northwestern with an opportunity to extend this lead to 3. Four goals in the opening 10 minutes of this game for Denver. They have only 1 goal in the second or third quarter combined.
Wow. What a takeaway. Looked like Dylan Amani was wide open in net. Denver just swarms. Oh, excuse me, Bohai with the save.
There's Bohai again, quick off her line. A couple of times she's made an interception. Skane picks the pocket cleanly of Sam Thacker. Spinning, draws the foul, restarts it from the ground.
I love Izzy Skane's just hustle and heart on the ride, coming up with those takeaways.
Well, everybody sees the highlight reel goals, 91 goals on the season, but it's plays like that that makes her a Tewaaraton finalist, one of the best players in the sport right now. Inside Kuykendall, the control. Smartly takes it out. Radigan, 3 of Northwestern's 7 goals today.
Denver being called with a push. Sam Thacker was down inside in the 8-meter. I don't think they called a foul inside. Said Radigan will get possession of the ball. She looks a little bit slow to get up.
Stays out there. Skane runs out of the double team.
Radigan, you can see her just holding her side. That's a point of emphasis. A lot of it checks into the body. No card issued on that play. That looked like a good check. They're going to say that's across the body when the official signals up to her shoulder. So a dangerous check across the body. Izzy Skane will have possession. 13 seconds left on the shot clock.
Not a great angle for Skane, but that hasn't really mattered today. Both of her 2 goals have come from less than ideal angles. Great look here. Rears back, fires and scores! You know it's coming! You still can't stop it!
Izzy Skane just delivers. She can see the space, she's got the strength, she's got the grace, she can score in multiple different ways. Look at her extension of the arms, the placement of the shot. Beautiful placement. Northwestern extends their lead to 3.
Champ weekend continues with the men tomorrow in Philly. Coverage starts noon Eastern time. #1 seed Duke. You're taking a look at their beautiful campus just down the road in Durham, taking on Penn State. Virginia, Notre Dame at 2:30. And joining our ESPN Lacrosse family, the Hall of Fame head coach Bill Tierney. He'll be in studio like Rachel Pacheco and Charlotte North are today on the women's side. And obviously Bill Tierney, an awesome, storied head coach at Denver with the men over the last decade. Dana, you spoke with him this week.
And he was glowing about this Denver women's lacrosse team, and he's had a big impact on Liza Kelly and the team. He's around, they share a field, it's just for men's and women's lacrosse, and he actually had a chance to speak to the team on Tuesday before they came down to Cary, North Carolina, and he was a little shocked at first that Liza asked him to speak. He said, "You don't need my help. You guys are doing pretty good yourself," but he admires Liza Kelly, has the utmost respect for her, and he said, "I would want my daughters to play for a coach like her."
The utmost compliment. What a storied career Bill Tierney had. Princeton and Denver, what he's done for the sport of lacrosse. It'll be great to hear for him. That's a hard whistle. Non-engagement. Looks like this is a warning for a non-engagement foul. So that's a warning for a green card. Not giving the proper distance or advancing after that whistle.
Three goals is the largest lead for either team today. Denver with their backs against the wall, desperate for a stop here.
Denver gets called for a 3 seconds violation. That's when a defender's in that 8 meter longer than 3 seconds without guarding a player within a stick's length. So you gotta, once you're inside, you gotta make sure you get out or guard somebody. Center hash mark.
Whizzes wide, no good from Dylan Amonte. Backed up by Kuykendall. And now Radican, who's 3 goals today for Northwestern. To Skane, couldn't control it. Kuykendall trying to dig out the ground ball. Denver needs this, trying to get a foothold in the game. Pioneers have it. Sam Thacker to the rescue again. She has put on an incredible performance. McPherson, the one-woman clearing machine, does it again.
Great play, too. Sometimes when you're transitioning downfield, you want to take it to Cage to make something happen. I think it's very smart. She got it down to a safe spot, dished the ball out. Great ground ball for Sam Thacker. Excellent clear for Trinity McPherson.
Only 1 goal for this Denver offense since the first quarter. That needs to change if they want to climb back from 3 goals down, keep this undefeated season alive. Gilbert been really quiet today, gets her hands free, save made! La Liberty to the rescue again.
La Liberty is really small in stature, but it's got excellent energy and really quick reflexes. See an offsides call on Denver, so that'll give a new shot clock back to 90 seconds for Northwestern.
Skane pulls it out, now reattacks off to Kuykendall, who earns a free position.
That's another shooting space call. You get positioned on the hash mark that's closest to where the foul occurred. The hash marks are on the 8 meter, right where it's hard to see from this angle, but right where Kuykendall's foot is a little line. Look at her angle here. She's also an excellent feeder, so don't be surprised if he dishes the ball away.
Great call, Sheehan. Kuykendall does pass out. Skane, somebody got a piece of it. That was going to the back of the net. Northwestern reloads. Bohai got to stick to it to deny Skane. The sophomore goalkeeper keeping Denver in it. Another dangerous opportunity. Izzy Skane inches away there again. Denver's defense really starting to press out now, including the goalie, Bohai, way off her line. And this will create an empty net situation because whoever fouls the player inside the 8 has to go behind on the free position. Nobody can go in Bohai's place, so this is an empty net for the freshman Madison Taylor.
The Denver defenders, they can reach in to stop a rolling ball, but you cannot act as a goaltender, as a deputy, to go inside there. And they're calling a hold. That was on that, the sticks basically got tangled up.
I know this looks like an easy goal, but all the pressure on the freshman. She bounces it in. Madison Taylor's second goal of this semifinal, and it's the largest lead of the game for #1 Northwestern.
Watch the foul here. Bohai comes out. Their sticks just got tangled up. Bohai gets called for the hold. An unlucky break. But Madison Taylor, good angle here. Smart just to bounce it. And a 4-goal separation for Northwestern. Taylor, the freshman, 49th goal this season. A minute 39 seconds left. Denver could really use a great possession offensively and a goal. 4 goals in the first quarter for Denver, 0 in the second, just 1 in the third quarter. Draw controls even for both teams, 8 apiece.
I'm leaving. Stay! You're moving, I'm leaving. Pinch it, Black. Pinch it. Ready.
Remember, Northwestern was in this exact position a year ago, leading late in the third quarter. Had an 8-goal lead against North Carolina, and they saw it vanish in the fourth quarter. So the Wildcats know they have to keep their foot firmly planted on the gas until the final whistle.
One of the games that was so remarkable, that comeback that UNC had while playing Northwestern. It looked like Northwestern was going to run away with that game, and North Carolina slowly chipped away, battled back, and Northwestern almost ran out of steam. They were so in control. And that's the feeling that they bottled up. They don't want to let go of this. They want to win this game. That's a hard foul on Izzy Skane.
Hanging half. 42, come on behind. Hanging half.
No yellow cards issued in this game for either team.
It was hanging half.
Scored from this identical position to complete her hat trick earlier this quarter. Skane charges in this time. Missed it. Radigan backs it up.
And they're going to say there's a foul after that shot of pushing the body. So Izzy Skane's going to increase her angle, get a better hash mark, and a reset of the 8-meter. So she scores in different ways. We saw her step and rip that 8-meter goal she had. This time, that last time she ran it in.
Izzy Skane make it 4 goals for the Tewaaraton finalists. And Northwestern is doubling up Denver 10-5.
When you get fouled, you want the other team to pay. Izzy Skane does just that. She went to the ground hard, and she just steps and lets that one go. Her stick is down by her knee, but then she quickly pulls it up to her shoulder level. A little bit of deception. All business. D1 leader, 93 goals, 4 goals today. Monster performance against Loyola in the quarterfinals. Her goals have been huge, but her ability to ride defensively, come up with some turnovers and takeaways have been really important for Northwestern. Hold, I'm gonna lead, hold it parallel. Yes. Hold, pinch. Ready? Did not go high enough. AP, white. Excellent explanation there. Ball's got to go above the shoulders of the 2 draw takers. So alternate possession, Northwestern will take control.
An 8-1 scoring run for this Wildcats team. What have they done, Sheehan, to break down a defense that on average allows less than 6 goals per game?
They've taken advantage of the 8 meters. 4 goals off the 8 meter, and Haley Radigan with another tear.
Now Northwestern just making it look easy. Radigan notches her 4th goal. And a yellow card comes out after the goal scored. It is all Northwestern at the end of this 3rd quarter.
4th goal for Haley Radigan. They've exploited the defense by drawing the fouls, going to cage hard, and once again, look at Radigan, her ability to dodge through defenders and score. And that last foul, number 12, DeRose, that check in the back, that's the yellow card. No slowing down for Radigan as she goes to cage hard. Very physical game, but now Denver's going to be down a player for up to 2 minutes. It's releasable on Northwestern score. Gracie DeRose will be sidelined. If you get 2 yellow cards as a player, you're removed from the game, so she'll have to rein in her play. But a goal scored because that foul happened after the shot. They get possession of the draw.
Kuykendall leaping for that ball. Thought she drew a foul at the end of the 3rd quarter, which would lead to a free position. There was no whistle. Good to see Kuykendall get up on her own feet. The Wildcats, a 6-goal lead headed to the 4th quarter. They've waited a year to try and clinch a spot in the national championship. They're 15 minutes away from it.
Welcome back to Cary, North Carolina. I'm here with Kelly and Monty Hiller. Kelly, you lead 11-5. We always talk about your offense being cooking, and they are in this game. But how has your defense been so disruptive?
I just think, you know, after that first little bit, we changed up our look, and, you know, they've just been locked down, some great individual defense, and then also on the team. So really proud of them. They got to close this out, play a great fourth quarter.
How do you close out this game and get the win?
I think the first thing is just possession. We got to continue to get possessions off on the draw control, and then just continue to attack. You know, all season long, we haven't really focused on the scoreboard, and we got to do the same thing now.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, a year ago exactly, Kelly Amonte Hiller found her team in this identical position. A big lead headed into the fourth quarter. They weren't able to close it. Instead, North Carolina roared back, went on to win the national championship. That disappointment has driven them all season long, and now an opportunity to right that wrong. A 6-goal cushion and a draw control win to start the fourth quarter. A Denver offense that has only scored 1 goal since the first quarter. And add in the Wildcats start a player up because of the yellow card that came right at the end of the third quarter. And another yellow card comes in, this one on Ryan Deneen. So Northwestern will go 2 players up as things are starting to unravel for Denver.
Denver's got to control the physicality now, understanding what the officials are looking for. 2 players up, they still are releasable on a Northwestern score.
Now this is the highest scoring team in the nation in Northwestern. Izzy Skane, the highest scoring player, has it here, and they've done a lot of that scoring at even strength. You give them a 2-player advantage, it can be unfair. Now Skane's follow through hit a Denver player. That's an automatic yellow card against Skane. So she's sent to the sidelines. Take another look.
Watch the extension. And it does hit Sam Thacker on the shoulder. It doesn't matter how hard it is, the intensity. If you hit a player with your stick or with the ball, that'll be a yellow card. So now Izzy Skane sideline. And because the 2 yellow cards on Denver, 1 player will get released if Northwestern scores. Looks like Sam Thacker holding her chin, mouth areas. Maybe got her in the face area as well. She's got blood. She's got to be removed from the game. Key piece of this Denver defense. They need her back on the field. So 1 goal for Northwestern will release 1 of the yellow card fouls.
Sam Thacker not going to be kept out for long. First team All-American, heartbeat of this Denver defense. So Northwestern still a player up for a minute here. McPherson on the clear.
So they were having a hard time with the clear, but they know that Trinity McPherson can get the job done.
Does so again. She's been incredible. Denver's still a player down, but you're down by 6 goals. You've got to go to goal, right?
You got to continue to attack. And this is what you practice. You practice when you are scoring, when you don't have numbers, setting up the plays when you have to go and you need a goal. Still can try to go to cage, try to draw a foul.
Weaving through traffic. Sloan Kipp an opportunity.
They're gonna
8-meter coming.
Yep, great opportunity for Denver. Denver's 0 for 2 on their free position shots. Sometimes they've elected not to shoot them. This is an opportunity where I think you need to take this shot. They need a score.
Kip scored the first goal of this game. Now trying to score shorthanded to start the comeback for Denver. Missed it.
I'd like to see her run that shot in. Luckily, they get the backup.
Curling around the cage, DeRose. Great save, La Liberty.
What a play. Really quick reflexes.
Seven saves on the afternoon for Molly La Liberty. That one might be the biggest of the bunch.
You know, big difference in this game has been those 8-meter shots. Northwestern, 4 goals on 7 shots. Denver going 0 for 3.
Player up has ended. Izzy Skane can run back onto the field for Northwestern. There she is, 27 in white, 4 goals to her name today. Skane in the middle, usually makes a defense pay from there. Missed it that time, shot clock under 20. Back to Skane, scores! It's a runaway train, and Izzy Skane is the conductor.
Love the fans into this. Izzy Skane just can create offense. 5 goals, 3 caused turnovers. Fans love her. Watch her just attack, and she sees a space. She sees that slight dip from the Denver goalie, Bohai. Watch her dip slightly, and then she just fires it high. Almost has a sixth sense of what the defense is going to do, how the goalies are going to react. She showcased some of her shooting ability, how she can use her strength to rip it from far out, how she can penetrate to the inside, shoot low angle. She gets the defense's best. Everyone who goes against this Northwestern team has Izzy Skane on their scouting report, her tendencies, how to stop her. She's able to generate her shots. There's been games where she's not been able to connect as much as she would have liked. With 1 for 10 in that Michigan game they won in the NCAA tournament. That probably was the worst thing that could happen for other teams.
Right.
Because she was fired up about that. She didn't like her performance in that. Played an inspiring game against Loyola, come in tonight. Today has done an excellent job, 5 goals. And she's created 12 shots for herself. She puts up averages about 10 shots per game. She got more than double the amount of shots of anyone else in this Northwestern team. Was able to create really high quality looks.
Now this is a Denver defense that has allowed on average less than 6 goals a game. They've allowed double that today. So we still have 11 minutes left to this 4th quarter. Desperate for some offense. They have just lacked rhythm on the offensive end, and 4 goals in that first quarter. They look great. Only 1 since.
And they were able to have some broken plays in that first quarter. Some key ground balls that turned into goals. Hard foul in the middle. There's just, offensively, they're going against a really great Northwestern defense. It puts a lot of pressure on.
Maybe a defense that hasn't gotten enough credit because of how good the offense has been this season.
The offense steals the show for Northwestern, but I agree. Their defense has always been a force to beat.
Denver not done yet.
Bryn McCoy legging it upfield. Great interception, making sure she doesn't get checked from behind.
Trying to pick out the perfect pass. Gilbert gets the hands free, can't finish.
Gonna be an offsides call. Denver's gonna get a fresh shot clock.
Directly behind, 6 white.
See a yellow card issued against Northwestern. Check to the head. This is going to be Northwestern's second yellow card. On a team's 4th yellow card, the penalty becomes unreleasable. This will set up an 8-meter for Denver right now. If Kayla DeRose feels comfortable with this shot, this is a great opportunity with a good look on Cage. I think she takes it. Otherwise, they should work possession, but they've had a really hard time in their settled offense getting good looks on Cage. I think the 8 meters, the highest percentage shot for them right now.
DeRose misses that one, way off the mark. Denver 0 for 4 on free positions today. They've gotten some opportunities offensively. They just haven't taken them in the second half.
Check across the body.
One more step.
Now you have to score on this player up if you're Denver. If you have any dream of launching a comeback, need a goal with an extra player on the field. They turn it over.
What a play for Northwestern. Allie Berkery, good pickup. Kendall Halpern with a good clear, gets it down. Can they keep it in bounds?
Yeah, Sammy White scoops it up.
Now Northwestern still down a player, so look for them to work the clock. This is when Denver, they need to start playing aggressive. 7-goal deficit. They want to go out fighting. Keep the pressure on.
Crossfield pass finds Radigan. Shoved into the back hard.
Surprised it's actually not going to be a yellow card awarded. We've seen quite a few issued in this game, and that hard check into the back area could have been a yellow card. That's all up to what the ref's discretion in their angle.
Position opportunity for Northwestern, number 77, Avery Radigan.
4 goals for Radigan today. Creates the better angle for herself, doesn't go. And it's Denver ball, player up. Pioneers closest to the ball on the backup.
This is where they've had a hard time with the clear. Bohai tries to get it inside her crease.
The clock has continued to run here. And this is Northwestern ball. And the player up has expired as the clock has continued to run.
Officials now having a conversation.
And the clock still running, so they're gonna have to figure this out.
7:22, and how about the shot clock never moved? No? Okay, yep.
I think we're hearing it'll be adjusted to 7:22 on the game clock.
Wait for the whistle.
I'm impressed you could hear that.
Okay.
I couldn't make it out.
Stop the game clock.
But you're right on the money, 7:22.
It's those mom ears. And hear and see things you don't know I'm looking at. So.
It's Northwestern ball, and because, again, Bohai committed the foul. She has to go behind the player, so it's an empty net again for Denver. Northwestern's already scored on one of these today.
And the call on Bohai, the goalie, was a warding off. So as she tried to go back into the crease area, so the goal is wide open, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I think they need to put the pressure on Northwestern.
Skane does it again! 6 goals in the semifinal for Izzy Skane. And Northwestern starting to feel it, what they couldn't do a year ago. Get to that national championship game. They are so close.
What an exclamation point score for Izzy Skane. Look at the power. She wants this ball. She's feeling it. She steps and just pounds the turf. Unbelievable. Izzy Skane is on a mission. She wants to win.
You know, Northwestern, a perennial power in this sport, a dynasty, where they won 7 of 8 national championships from 2005 to 2012. But as of late, they can't get over the hump of the semifinal. 2019, lose to Maryland. Then in 2021, you lose to Syracuse. Last year, an 8-goal lead erased by #1 North Carolina, the eventual champions. And now back for a 4th time in as many tries to this semifinal. Kelly Amonte Hiller's team looks like they will finally get over that hump. An 8-goal lead with 7 minutes to play.
Denver's playing down a player on that last Izzy Skane goal. Ellie Curry got awarded a yellow card, so Northwestern was able to start with possession. So now Northwestern will be a player up.
Going back to those 3 semifinal losses, Sheehan, you noticed something early in the season about this Northwestern team. You felt like they were playing with a joy and level of excitement that you don't normally see from this Northwestern team.
It's like the pressure has been released. And when we talked to Kelly Amonte, she absolutely agreed that there are a lot more smiles, that they do feel this happiness, this gratitude. And I think it's a whole mentality the team is really approached, understanding that there's a lot of pressure to win, and a lot of disappointment, but you have to relish in the successes and when things go right and how well you've done in the journey. And you've just seen them appreciating every moment, not taking it for granted, not looking at the final prize. Just, yes, they want to win a national championship, but you got to enjoy the process along the way.
This is beautiful play. The extra effort leads to a goal, and it is all Northwestern in this semifinal.
on the draw. McCoy, look at that heads-up play. She's looking behind her, does the flip pass to Monty. Izzy Skane inside to Smith. This is what makes the offense great. That extra pass, you can see the celebration. The smiles coming out. This was a close game. Denver was winning this game 4-2 at the end of the first quarter. But Northwestern's offense has ignited. The defense has held Denver just to 1 goal over 3 quarters.
Now, speaking with the players and coaches for Northwestern, that disappointment last season and over the years in the semifinals, they've used that as drive, as fuel. And that has certainly shown up in this second half. Northwestern on a 12-1 run to blow this game wide open.
Good job for Northwestern again. Another great defensive play. You know, when you talk to coaches often about last year's losses, how they end a season, sometimes they opt to not bring that up. Move on, new team, new year. But that's just something that the Northwestern staff and the players, they recognize. They want to hold that feeling of that losing. We see a shooting space violation. Izzy Skane back on the 8-meter. They want to feel that pain and use it as fuel.
Already 6 goals today for Izzy Skane. Passes this one off to Kuykendall. The dynamic duo, Skane and Kuykendall. A 10-goal lead, and they are marching to the national championship in style.
55th goal for one of the 5 Tewaaraton finalists. Izzy Skane, she's had enough scoring. She's gonna dish that one off to her best friend, Erin Kuykendall, with the somersault finish. Very unselfish offense. 10-goal lead for Northwestern. That means the clock will run.
The Northwestern well on their way to Sunday's national championship. You can catch the action noon Eastern on ESPN. For more information, visit NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. And what a difference a year makes. A big smile from Erin Kuykendall after that goal. This was her a year ago after the semifinal loss to North Carolina. A picture that her head coach, Kelly Amonte-Hiller, kept all offseason and texted her in December, right before the start of the season, and said, channel this. She has it a big way.
We talked to Kuykendall yesterday, and she said, I kept that picture. I have it. And also, my phone reminded me a year ago this weekend, this is what was happening. So she said it's a constant reminder. Don't need that picture necessarily to understand how I felt. She said she was able to keep her emotions in check during the interview, but right after that, just lost it. So much emotions of the graduating players for this team, of the loss of so much hard work. She wants to rewrite that story this year. The first step is almost complete.
And because it's a 10-goal lead, we've got a running clock for the final 5 minutes and 11 seconds of this semifinal coming up. After us, Boston College and Syracuse, an all-ACC affair. The winner of that game will take on Northwestern on Sunday, like we mentioned, noon Eastern time on ESPN.
It'll be a great matchup. Those two teams are very familiar with each other, Boston College and Syracuse. Regular season, Boston College got the win. But Syracuse, they've made some adjustments and playing some great lacrosse. I expect that to be a very high-scoring battle.
You think back to how Denver started this game, scored the first goal, took a 4-2 lead at the end of the first quarter. they more than showed that they belonged on this stage. Liza Kelly's team making it to championship weekend for the first time in program history. And I love what they represent to the sport, a sport that's growing rapidly. And you know, the farthest Westernest most Final Four team in history of the sport, and an undefeated season to this point. So we have 3 time zones represented in a semifinal for the first time. You get the feeling that this Denver team will be back.
Once you make this step to make it to the Final Four, I swear that it changes things for a program. It sets the expectation level. Next year's team will be much better served for what this year's team has done. An unforgettable season. They wanted to finish their season with a win, but so much to be proud of. Beat Maryland, beat Boston College, took down UNC on their home field, the reigning national champion. A lot to be proud of. And they silenced basically all the doubters. There can be no more doubters about Denver's women's lacrosse team. They went on the road, they battled, and just came up against the Northwestern Wildcats, #1 seeded team, #1 offense.
The goalkeeper for Northwestern, number 55.
Molly LaLiberty, the Northwestern goalie, comes out of the game. An incredible day for her. 7 saves. She had a relentless team in front of her.
The defense played aggressive, took Denver out of a rhythm. Northwestern with 13 calls, turnovers. Denver had 10. Draw controls even. But in the end, Northwestern finished on more of the shots. 31 shots for Northwestern, just 20 for Denver. And the turnovers, 21 turnovers for Denver, and Northwestern had 17. We credit that to a lot of the high-pressure defense for both of these squads.
Gilbert not giving up to the final whistle. Julia Gilbert, a remarkable season for the Big East champs. A big reason why Denver got to championship weekend. Their leading scorer, 59 goals.
That goal means she scored in every game this season. Huge part of this offense. Liza Kelly says they call her JG. She's just been unbelievable for this Denver program. Was able to get the score. Really nice finish. We knew this Denver team was going to keep fighting to the end. Not the ending that they want, but the sideline is still enjoying the moment. I think you appreciate being on this stage.
Now, this is certainly not the last time you will see hot pink in championship weekend. Here for the first time. But the way this team plays under Liza Kelly, this defense, this program, the future incredibly bright.
If you missed Dana's story in the open, Denver has adopted hot pink as the name of their defense, and their fans, the color that they've chosen to identify their fans in the stands. They wear hot pink payos, hats. Players are wearing hot pink bows. Became kind of an identity of their high-pressure zone. I think it's a trend that we will see going forward.
Took that idea from Boston College's neon yellow. We're starting to see the neon pour in to Cary, getting ready for semifinal #2, Boston College in Syracuse.
Acacia Walker and her coaching staff felt that they couldn't find their fans in the stands. So they adopted that neon yellow all through their social media posts. It'll say, wear your neon, bring your neon out. So that's been a signature color for Boston College.
Infraction is 1 minute.
Green card being issued to Northwestern. This is a 1-minute releasable penalty. Waiting to hear what the infraction was for.
Correction, penalty is assessed against number 4, Jade Hanson.
A lot of times it can be if you don't give the proper amount of room, distance on a foul. Seconds violation on Northwestern. So Ellie Curry now gets a great center hash mark for an 8-meter.
Northwestern there on the backup, and now can kill this clock. Under a minute now.
1 minute.
After heartbreak in the semifinals a year ago, a dominant effort from the second quarter on turned a 4-2 deficit into now a 9-goal lead.
And even though they have a 9-goal advantage right now, this has been a hard-fought game for them. Very physical game. They're going to need to really recover on their day off tomorrow before the championship game. Back and forth game, very physical.
Liza Kelly uses her final timeout. Let's check out today's player of the game, brought to you by Capital One. No surprise, Izzy Skane.
Just leading the way offensively for Northwestern. 6 goals, 2 assists, making something out of nothing. And then she's got 3 caused turnovers, by the way. Great job of just turning the defense right back into offense, showing you why she leads the nation in points. So crafty, just a real special talent.
Capital One player of the game. This one wasn't hard. 6 goals, 2 assists, 3 caused turnovers. A year ago, couldn't play in the semifinal. Was rehabbing that ACL injury, just watched helplessly over on the sideline as her team lost an 8-goal lead to North Carolina. Now a big part of the reason that they're moving on to the national championship.
And you can see the joy that we've been talking about on that sideline, just the appreciation, realizing this will be the first time these players can play in a national championship game with this semifinal win.
Now, it won't be the first time for Kelly Amante Hiller, who's a 9-time national champion. 7 as a coach, 2 as a player. .34 seconds left in what has been a magical season for Denver.
Go, Kat.
DeRose curls around and scores.
Denver not giving up, continuing to fight. Kayla DeRose, the senior, gets her 3rd goal today. And you can just see the emotion written all over her face. You want to fight to the end, but it's painful. You have a near perfect season, undefeated. They came in to carry North Carolina knowing, believing that they could win, but just coming up short today.
Now beat some big-time programs on the way. Maryland and Boston College during the regular season. There is Herb Butenthal, Northwestern superfan. when Kelly Monte-Hiller rebooted the program in 2005, she said, we needed to get the local community involved. And Herb said, stepped right up and became their #1 fan since day one. He has since actually moved to Denver, not as a fan, just in location. And he is back here in Cary, North Carolina, watching them in person.
Loves this program. They've got a cutout of Herb that they bring into the locker room.
He's been known to give some scouting reports too.
And he's had plenty to cheer about in this semifinal. Northwestern erases a 4-2 deficit and wins it comfortably, 15-7. The Wildcats moving on to the national championship.
What a performance for Northwestern. A slow first quarter. They made the adjustments necessary. Their offense ignited. And the defense made it really difficult for Denver to get into any rhythm.
Let's hear from Northwestern's head coach, Kelly Monte-Hiller, down with Dana.
Thanks, Jay. Coach, after getting knocked out in the semifinals last year, you're going to the championship game. What does that mean to you in the program?
Not just last year, the last 3 years. And it means a lot to be in this championship game. This group has worked really, really hard. We know have a big challenge ahead of us, 2 great teams on the other side, and all the credit to Denver. They had an amazing season, really well coached, and a lot of heart. So just really proud that my team could beat such a great team.
Izzy Skane playing with a lot of heart. You got to feel good having her going into championship weekend. What does she give this team? How does she propel them forward?
Honestly, she has matured so much over the last 2 years, and she just is such a great teammate. And she just plays so hard for her team. There's no ego, there's no selfishness. She just goes after it, plays hard for her team, and does whatever it takes.
Thanks for the time, Coach. We'll see you on Sunday.
Go Cats.
Well, you heard it there from Kelly Monte-Hiller. The last 3 seasons losing in this semifinal game. Heartbreak. Today, they left no doubt, Sheehan.
And you can see just the joy that she has. It's been encompassed their entire season, appreciating the moment. They put everything on the field today, and they are going to appreciate the moment, and I'm sure they can't wait for Sunday.
So Northwestern now awaiting the winner of Syracuse-Boston College. We can't wait for that one. Until then, you'll be in the studio. Drew Carter with 2 Tewaaraton winners. Rachel DeCecco, Charlotte North.